There are more than 6,700 children in state custody in Oklahoma. Right now, the state is in need of more foster parents to open their homes to children in need. This afternoon, Dr. Deborah Shropshire with the State Department of Human Services is here to discuss the different challenges that the state is seeing when it comes to the foster care system. Dr. Shropshire, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you for having me.
Can you take us through the process of how a child gets placed into a home in the foster care system? We know there are many ways that they get into the system, but then what's the next step? How do they get matched with the family?
Yeah, great question. So when a child needs to stay somewhere else because of some safety concerns in their own home, the first thing we're going to do is look to family or friends of the family. So grandparents, aunts, uncles, neighbors, teachers, someone that child knows, because typically that's going to be a smoother transition for a kiddo. Our desires to keep kids close to their home, close to their community and their school system, et cetera. And so that's the first place we're going to go. And about 50% of kids who enter foster care in Oklahoma are able to stay with someone they know. But the other half of kiddos really rely on us to find foster homes for them. And we rely, as a Department of Human Services, on the many Oklahomans who step into the space of volunteering to serve as foster families. And so we will go through a search process of trying to match a family, again, trying to stay local as much as possible, but when that doesn't work, maybe across the state, to find a family who is a good match for the age of that child or the needs of that child or their siblings.
So let's talk about the process of becoming a foster family, a foster parent. We know that there is a great need in the state. What happens if a child is not able to be placed with someone, or there is not a family that is available nearby? Then what?
We're going to start sort of locally at looking for family options and then extend out across the state. We have so many foster families who will step into emergency situations. So even if maybe a situation isn't going to be a good fit for them for a long period of time, when we're in a crisis and we really are struggling to find a placement for a kiddo, we've got a number of foster families who will step up and say, hey, I can help for a little while. We also have a variety of other kinds of community partners that help us, and on a rare occasion have to utilize something such as a youth services shelter. But by far, our first choice is going to be in some kind of family placement, even if that has to be for a short period of time.
Absolutely. Now, we know every situation is different. What would the average stay for a child in foster care be?
For children who enter foster care and whose families are fairly quickly able to receive some of the services that they may need or the help that they may need to solve some of their problems, those children go home more rapidly. And I say rapidly, but honestly, many of those children still are in our care upwards of a year or longer. For children who, unfortunately, their parents are not able to get the help they need or to make the changes that are needed for that kiddo to stay safe, it may take 2 years or longer for kiddos to be in the foster care system and then ultimately move into an adoptive placement or guardianship. So foster care is a longer term commitment for those families who are looking to step in and help. There are other ways that families can step in and help as well, but we definitely are in need of those foster families who are willing to say, hey, I'm going to really dig in and be committed to caring for a child over a several month or even a couple of year period.
All great information, Dr. Shropshire. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon.
Thank you.